Welcome back to the surgical canvas. In this video, we will be discussing about the craniofacial distraction. Here, in distraction osteogenesis, we recruit the existing bone stock along a specified vector. The first to use the distraction osteogenesis was the Elizarovs, who used it for the long bone defects. McCarty in 1992 used distraction osteogenesis for the craniofacial skeleton. There are four components of the distraction osteogenesis. The first is the osteotomy and the hardware placement. Second is the latency, which is generally 1 to 3 days initial healing and bony callus formation. After that, we go for the activation phase, where we have implanted one-way ratcheted screw and we rotate the screw at the rate of 1 mm per day or 0.5 mm twice per day. In cases of neonatal period, we can increase the rate of speed at 2 to 3 mm per day. And the last step of the distraction osteogenesis is the consolidation phase, which is generally 8 to 12 weeks, which is followed by the removal of the implant. The hardware can be of two types. The first is the internal and the second is external. There are several differences in internal versus external. In internal hardware, there is a lower profile. Only this much segment of the distractor is visible. In case of external hardware, whole of this hardware part is exposed. So there are multiple pin sites and the dressing is difficult. And in case of external hardwares, there are more chances of infection. For internal hardware, we have to go for large incision for the placement of the implant. But in case of external hardware, only small stab incisions are sufficient. Even we can do the osteotomy by intraoral incision. In internal hardwares, it is difficult to assess the distraction and hardware position. But in external hardware, it is very easy. There is no adjustment possible after the hardware placement. But in case of external hardware, we can change the vector and multi-vector distraction can also be applied out. Now coming to the complication of distraction osteogenesis. One of the most common complication is the poor positioning of the distraction vectors, which leads to asymmetry, relapse and malocclusion. And if there is variations during the activation phase, which can lead to unstable bone. For example, if there is very fast excursion, there are chances of fibrous non-union, and if there is slow excursion, there are chances of premature consolidation. In case of mandibular distraction osteogenesis, there are chances of nerve injury such as inferior alveolar nerve, mental nerve and the marginal mandibular nerve. In case of leaford distraction osteogenesis, there are chances of injury of inferior orbital nerve, temporal branch of facial nerve and the supraorbital nerve. Thank you.